the needs of the world and not the failings of the institutional church set our agenda. While civil marriage is important, I'm even more concerned that we create full civil equality so that everyone, single or couple, has the rights they deserve, and that not only those who are lucky in love are lucky under the law. Full civil equality. Now, you may think it odd for me to bring up his name, but this week, Pope Benedict XVI, you knew I'd come home, released an encyclical on the economy entitled Love in Truth, Caritas in Veritate. Without reinforcing papal authority, I think we can be proud as Catholics that some of our people have stated intelligently what needs to happen to change the world's economy. The letter was released this week in time to influence the G8 summit next week. It focuses on the limits of unchecked capitalism. It rejects financial paradigms that have been dominant in recent years, and it calls for new economic models. It teaches in a very Catholic way about social responsibility, I'm quoting now, conscience and honesty. It proposes international agreements on globalization based on principles of solidarity and subsidiarity. And it values charity and truth. Doesn't that sound like us? I applaud this encyclical. And perhaps as I read it, maybe there's even hope that our curiarchy can figure out how to extend its radical economic analysis to the business of being church. Not holding my breath. In conclusion, I suggest we help a little by turning those same values on the sexual and ecclesial front as we envision a church for us and for our children. Let's start with the first one, social responsibility. Social responsibility is our middle name as Dignity. Look what happened yesterday when people went out and did service. We need to be churches where outreach extends to those who need. But we also must insist on a just economic order to end those needs, to end the need for such outreach, and in the meantime provide for those who lack health care, food, jobs, housing, and education. This is church work until it becomes government responsibility, until there's justice for all. How about that second thing about the economy, conscience and honesty? These are minimal conditions for being church. As we take increased leadership in the larger community, and as we are taken increasingly seriously, and believe me, we are, we want our churches to operate collegially and with transparency, lest we replicate old models. Imagine if, like many Protestants, we had an annual conference or a general assembly to go to, where decisions are actually made and bonds strengthened. We can help to create such gatherings among the range of progressive Catholics, and I think we should. How about that third issue in the encyclical, subsidiarity and solidarity? How do those shape a new model of the church? Subsidiarity means that local communities make their own decisions and communicate them using technology. The decisions don't come on high, you make them at the local level. And solidarity means that we act as Catholics, small c, as those whose concerns are universal, as the nuns taught us, so that we see what happens in Iran, in Gaza, and in Darfur, as if it were Chicago, New York, or San Francisco. Then, dear dignitarians, we will be a church that learns something from 40 years in the desert, namely that we are one creation, one planet, one people. And if charity and truth are necessary for restructuring our global economic system, surely charity and truth are the hallmarks of our vision as well. Charity is love's alias, as Richard will say tomorrow. It is love that propels us to the Eucharist, toward one another, and in longing toward the divine. And I can say today that truth is justice companion. It was the need for justice that brought dignity into being in the first place. The infinite expansion of justice is our mission as church. The infinite expansion of justice is our mission as church. These values, set out in an encyclical this week and by us this weekend, of social responsibility, conscience and honesty, subsidiarity and solidarity, charity and truth, come from a familiar but frankly unlikely source when we think about being church. But the Spirit always has her way. Rejoice with me at how Catholic we are 40 years later, and how Catholic we will be a decade from now, when these values are actualized in church as well as in the global economy. This is a vision worthy of a God who said to Moses in Exodus 3:14, I am who I am. Or as we have come to sing, I am what I am. Then my daughter and Marianne and Becky's girls as their friends can be faithful and fabulous too. Thank you. Let us continue on the road to the 50th anniversary with something more to celebrate.